You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today, the second day of Blue Invest Africa, we're coming to you live and direct from Diani Kwale. To be more precise, this is the Diamonds Hotel. As always, as fresh as the morning dew, my name is Ian Kipto, and today I do have fantastic guests from Botswana. I don't know if you've been to Botswana, and you can get a hint from the Botswana. We're going to be talking about boats today. I do have guests, or rather, I would like to call you innovators, because from what I read, from what I've seen, it's not something I thought about, yeah? And without much further ado, I'd like to start off with the only lady in the building. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Thanks, Ian, and thank you very much for having us. It's an absolute honor. So my name is Michaela, and I'm a financial advisor, and I work with this great team out at Ali Boats in Botswana, and it's a company that I'm very passionate about, and I would say you're completely right. It's definitely an innovator.
All right. And of course...
Hi, Ian. Thanks for having us on the show. It's great being here in Kenya. It's the first time for me, so it's been quite exciting. And the Blue Invest conference has been great. As I said, the name is Digby. I'm the director and shareholder of Ali Boats. My primary responsibility is production and the factories. So it's exciting being in a much bigger economy than ours and looking around and learning.
I'm curious because I worked at Kenya Forest and we went on a boat ride, yeah? And I'm trying to think, why aluminium? You know, what motivated, or rather what motivated you guys to choose aluminium instead of any other material in production?
So our business comes from a long history, and I'm going to hand over to Digby because it was actually Digby's father who started the business.
Wow.
Many years ago in Botswana. And I think when people think of our business, they wonder, why are we manufacturing boats in the middle of the Kalahari Desert? So I think Digby's probably the best to answer that. So Digby, why did we choose aluminium?
We chose aluminium because, for several reasons, their strength, their durability, their lightness, their customization ability, if that's even such a word. And longevity. They just last so long. Your power to weight ratio is much better than any other product out there. And the Okavango swamps, which is a World UNESCO site, it is largely shallow waters, so we had to design a boat specifically for the very shallow seasonal waters of the Okavango Delta. And we built such a great product that the good news just spread to our neighboring countries, and they started buying boats from us, and then it went further up to Tanzania and further up to Angola, and here we are sitting in Kenya today talking about our boats. So there we go.
Wow. Actually, you guys are taking over Africa. That's
We're going
huge.
to at least try.
Yeah, that's actually amazing, yeah. I would like to get into financing, yeah. So how do I acquire one of it? You know, let's say I'm a fisherman, or, you know, we have a community that we do fishing, you know, we want to acquire such a boat. How does one come to own a boat?
So, you know, we're also passionate about communities. The area that we live in Botswana is very similar to many of the communities, I think, that you have in Kenya.
Yeah.
You know, they're remote, they're underserviced, and, you know, we work in an area where we really try to uplift community. So we've made a lot of boats for NGOs to support projects, to support those sort of plans, but we also provide boats to private individuals. I think maybe Digby can take us through some of the boats that we've actually sent up to this part of the world, because we've roaded boats all the way from Botswana to Kenya for various purposes. So I think, Digby can take us through some of those, but then also how you yourself can look to acquire an aluminium boat, which will last you forever.
Interesting.
Thanks, Ian. That's a great question. We very often get asked that very same question by the youth and emerging markets, where, like, how do we do this? We want a boat, we can see a gap in our community, and it's the same as financing a car. You approach your bank, any youth programs that may be available in your country, approach them, submit your business plan, finance the boat with a small deposit, just like a car, the bank has a interest on the vessel, and you conduct your business. So, or approach your various NGOs and get them to promote or to put forward a funding program for you, for your community or for your cause that you're trying to run with an aluminium boat.
All right, interesting. I want to come closer to home, and I want to come to where we are today. There is a reason you're here. There is a purpose that has driven you, all the way from Botswana to Kenya. I would like to find out what that purpose is. And today is the final day. You had goals when you came to Kenya. Have you met your goals?
Personally, I would say I think we definitely have. We've been so welcomed by the various stakeholders in the market, and for us, that really was our key purpose, is to get a deeper understanding of this market and the potential that the market has for us. So you asked, why did we come out to Kenya? Well, we know in the area that we work within, in our prime focus area at the moment, we've always supplied a large amount to the Southern African market. The weather patterns are changing, the water levels are lowering, so we know that as a business, to be sustainable, we need to look at expansion opportunities. And really, that begins with gaining a sound understanding of the market that you're looking to expand into. So I think, we are extremely grateful, not just for the hosting of this conference, which has been invaluable to us, but also for the conversations that we've had with government representatives from the likes of Ken Invest to the state departments, to the Department of Forestry, to Fisheries. Their insights have been invaluable to us, and it's so nice to be warmly welcomed into a country and into an area where people are as passionate as we are. And then we've also had a lot of individuals come to us and express some of their concerns, and it's one of the reasons that we're in business. We had a gentleman come to us yesterday who runs kind of a water taxi business, and it's been in his family for many years, and he's complaining about the cost of fuel on his boats. And he was highly intelligent and asking us, what can we do to improve this? How can we help him reduce costs? What alternatives could we supply? Could we work with him to innovate a product? And that excites us because, our boats are custom made, we can modify them, and that's really, I think, what excites Digby. When I walk into the factory often in Maun and I see Digby on a new boat that I've not seen before, it makes me excited, but I can see the excitement on his face often. So I think we've definitely come out and achieved what we're looking for, and we're very keen to pursue those conversations to see how we can really make an impact in this economy.
All right.
And to close that circle of your original question is what drove us here. When we first started, it was quite restrictive to get a product from Botswana to Kenya for various reasons: road quality, customs, various marine policies of the countries we needed to transit. So there's been so many changes, and changes happening fast, and there's good changes happening, with the Trans-Africa Free Trade Agreements and the SADC agreements, road network improving, digitalization of customs and free movement of freight. It has simplified and made the market bigger for us. So we can't ignore it. We have to listen to our customers. We have to stay mobile as a company. We have to be on our feet. We have to be moving forward. That's why we're here, and we do think we are achieving our objectives.
All right. As we conclude, Digby, I know making a boat is a skill, and it takes time, it takes learning, and it takes a sort of creativity. From right here in Kenya, I'm curious about boats. I want to learn how the craftsmanship. Do you have like a course program, or how does that work? Let's say I want to start learning how to make boats.
I'm pleased that you are interested in learning how to make a boat. I will gladly share knowledge with anybody that's interested. There are very few courses dedicated to specific aluminium boat building. I know of a couple of them in the States, but other than that, there aren't a lot of courses. So a lot of our guys and our top manufacturers and tradesmen they come with not an engineering diploma, an artisanal diploma. So they are fitters and turners, or welders, or electricians. And we do a lot of in-house trading, and we encourage free thought. So quite often I will look at a new design or a new piece of equipment on a boat, and I'll think, well, I wonder who designed that. But anyway, it looks good, it works for me. So you encourage a bit of free thought, and that's how a lot of learning and skills development comes out in people. You know, if you loosen the reins a bit and let people do their own thinking, and sometimes we have failures, but you know, you talk it through and move on to the next bigger, better, faster project.
The government of Botswana has been very good in this area. They're very proactive with us, and it's something that we're extremely grateful for. So they sent us some graduates from one of our colleges, and Digby worked with them. There was 18, if I was correct.
Yes, there were about 18.
About 18, and you know, these young kids came into our factory and they learned how to boat build, and they were excited and passionate. And you know, we know that artisanal training is deeply needed throughout Africa. Yeah. So you know, that's where we look at the future as well. We know that to build skills like that, programs like that are, you know, we would always welcome them into our facility, and I think it was a great initiative by our own government. Yeah,
to add on to what Michaela said, I concur 100%. They were skilled artisans when they walked in our door. We didn't teach them the basics. That they came with from the college, and we just pushed it in a certain direction. So the base set of skills were there, and to put another feather in our college's cap in Botswana, the attitude that the young people came with, the students came with, was very positive, and a very can-do and a very let's get it done attitude. And that is, it's nearly more important than the degree itself, is to get the will to get the job done.
All right. Because of time, I'd like us to conclude, but before we do that, you have a question.
I think this is our most common question we've been asked on our visit. Go for it, Digby.
Aluminium is definitely more expensive. You're at about 25 to 30% more expensive than a traditional fiberglass boat. But, and there are several buts, your engine size required, let's just say a 12-seat boat, for example, 12 passengers. Traditionally on a fiberglass boat, you would require an 85 horsepower or a 100 horsepower engine. On an aluminium boat for 12 passengers, you are looking at a 40 horsepower or a 25 horsepower. So you are halving your engine price, and you are halving your fuel price, and you are doubling your turnaround time. So if we look at meter for meter, a boat that can carry 12 people in fiberglass should be about 8 meters long. A boat that can carry 12 people in aluminium is 6 meters long. So there are benefits, but it depends. You know.
There's also preference, right?
Yes, there's a personal preference factor too.
And maybe finally, in terms of...
So, we, like I said, you know, most of our workforce comes from unskilled labor historically, and whilst we take in from colleges, Digby and the team spend a lot of time with the guys on the ground to actually weld aluminium. Aluminium's a very soft metal, and so you've got to be delicate with it. It comes with a specific skill. So Digby and his team have spent time with them, teaching them how to weld, teaching them how to carpet, and you know, I think throughout Africa we all face a similar challenge of unemployment rates, and we work in a very remote area. So for us, you know, we employ a workforce of over 60 people, and you know, most of those come from you know, underprivileged backgrounds, and you know, we've trained them and we've supported them, but we also do a lot of initiatives. We take them through training, we bring more women into the manufacturing process. So yeah, I would say we've made a remarkable impact, but also just our product alone has allowed access into remote areas. And an ambulance, for example, you know, we've produced ambulances, so to be able to provide an ambulance to a remote community so that they can get access to healthcare makes us extremely proud.
And in addition to all that, you know, we contribute largely to various community programs, the old age pensioners, the animal welfare programs, the orphanage. We do a lot of support for them. Like Michaela was saying,
we're very passionate about medical care with our staff to make sure, you know, that they're healthy, that they're looked after. You know, it's something that, you know, just the small things make a big impact.
During the COVID pandemic, we, possibly to our detriment, but we retained all our staff. Nobody was retrenched. Nobody had salaries chopped. So we felt that was a significant contribution to the community during those hard times.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
As we conclude, yes?
Yeah.
there are young people listening in, because most of our audience are young people, and our niche is people who are interested in the blue economy. Yeah? I'd like to give each of you, 1 minute to speak to them. More importantly, someone who wants to get into the space. I'm passionate about engineering, I'm passionate about the craft, and I don't know how to start, I don't know where to start. What message would you have for them?
Okay. So I'll maybe talk from personal experience, my own experience, and also from what we've seen as youngsters coming through. Digby also referred to it as, for me, it's attitude. Always have a positive, hard-working attitude. Show up every day, no matter what it is, give it your absolute best. No matter how hard the conditions that you're in, try and give your absolute best, because, anyone who's got a good attitude can be taught a skill. You can have a skill, but if you've got a bad attitude, you're not going to get very far. So I would encourage them, if it is your passion, stick to it, because grit gets you very, very far in life. And the blue economy is going to continue growing, and make an impact even in the smallest ways. And I think another thing is always have manners. Manners is something that I think, nowadays is always hard to come by, but show appreciation for the opportunities that you've been given. Be thankful and just work hard. Work hard. Hard work always pays off.
All right. So let's say manners make it a man, yeah? That is all right. While you close with Digby.
Thank you for that. I agree 100% with Michaela's comments on all these matters. Attitude is everything. For me personally, I love watching a young man from the southern part of our country, the Kalahari Desert. I mean, there isn't a drop of water to be found within 100 kilometers of his village. And watching him build a boat and then taking him for a test drive on the river, just seeing the reaction on his face, being on a boat that he's built, and he's a young man that's come from a desert, it's quite an emotional experience for me. But yeah, never give up. Never give up. There's good days, there's bad days. There's days where you have a sore back. You got to get up, go to work, keep your head down, and good things will come. And in closing, our factory is always open to visitors. Anybody is welcome to come and see me or see us. We will give you the tour. We will show you around. There's no secrets. There's no closed doors. So if you're in the neighborhood, come and say hi.
I think in the words of one of our directors, Sue, she's our finance lady and one of the shareholders, she told me, Ali Boats has been around for 30 years.
Wow.
I would love to see it around in Africa, playing a bigger part in the communities for at least the next 30. So that's our goal.
All right. Quite ambitious. I love it. We hope you guys would expand to Kenya and have a branch here. It would be amazing, yes? And of course, if you're listening in and you didn't get anything we talked about, here is the takeaway. Have grit and have a good attitude, because anything is possible, right?
Correct.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Pleasure is ours.